Hi everybody and welcome to Elite Wellness Warriors. It is such a pleasure to see you here today. This is a channel that's totally dedicated to health and wellness. And specifically, it's about cutting through the quagmire of complexities that are out there, looking at what the research is and kind of simplifying it to make it more of an accessible format for all of us to be able to digest. Because I find that that's really very, very useful. So if this is your first time, this is a channel dedicated to dealing with NE, CFS and fibromyalgia, which are related conditions. Today, we're talking about the powerhouse vitamin, that is vitamin D, and its henchmen that will help you, if you combine them effectively, to take you to the next level of great health. I have a national role in science education and I am a survivor of fibromyalgia myself. So I have experience in this sector, and that's why everything that I've ever learned for the last 15 years to having this condition, I will always share with you. So what brings me here? Why am I even sharing any of this with you? Well, fundamentally, H. pylori destroyed my health. It was an infection in my gut. It stopped me from absorbing my macronutrient and it stopped me from absorbing my micronutrients. One of those, which is, of course, vitamin D. So my mission was to beat that, which I successfully did in December last year. And now it's time to remineralize, resupplement, renutrify my body and get it to that next level. So are you taking vitamin D? If you're not pairing it with magnesium, calcium and K2, you might be wasting your money. And that's really something that none of us in this economic climate need to be doing. But also you could be risking your health if you're not taking it with magnesium, K2 and calcium. Really got to get that right. And please do not forget, folks, please don't forget this, that vitamin D, whilst it's amazing, and yes, the other things you need as well, if you're not taking vitamin D, then the B vitamins won't function properly in generating the energy from ATP in your mitochondria. So it's really important that we get those concepts right. First of all, deficiency. What is it? What does it look like? It's linked to MS. It's linked to diabetes. It's linked to depression and anxiety. It's an increased infection risk. So if you're vitamin D deficient, you're going to have more immunological deleterious effects. Fact. It's linked to osteopenia, osteomalacia, osteoporosis. Strongly linked to all of those bone degenerative conditions. It's also very much linked to sarcopenia, which is where your muscles waste away over time. So as you get older, that is a normal thing. And as a man in his mid-40s, that's can happen and has happened to me. It's about ensuring that is mitigated against. It has links to cancers, breast, colorectal cancers, and bowel cancers, etc. But what really interested me was its effects and its links to gut health. That's what I really feel that ME/CFS fibromyalgia is linked to. And so we've got to ensure that we deal with that pernicious and horrible underlying condition, which is leaky gut. We have to deal with it. And how does vitamin D do that? Well, actually, it regulates the tight junctions between those gut cells, those gut lining cells. Specifically, it's claudins and occludins that are responsible for binding those gut cells together, which become loose when you're deficient in vitamin D. And I know since taking vitamin D in large doses, up to 4,000 IUs a day, my gut health has gone through the roof. It is absolutely sterling. It's exemplary. And this is why I'm sharing this with you. Think about it logically. Your gut permeability, if it increases, you're going to get endotoxins going in. And those endotoxins, when they get to the brain, can cause so many problems. And of course, to the body, pain in the body, brain fog. If you're watching the channel, you know what these symptoms are like. You feel sometimes like you've got cognitive decline, right? I felt I was developing Parkinson's disease. I felt that I had dementia. This is because the toxins have leaked into your system. And we have to close those gut-lining cells and allow the effective absorption of your minerals and your vitamins again, which will take you undoubtedly to the next level of great health. So I want you to look at this analogy. I want you to picture this analogy in your minds, right? So if you think of this orchestra, this band working together to form this sonorous, beautiful symphony that's in front of you, okay? So vitamin D is almost like the lead singer. It is attuning its voice to allow you to absorb the calcium from your food into your blood. That's the point of vitamin D, right? Then you've got magnesium that comes along, which is like the sound engineer. That's operating and making sure that the mic is turned on so vitamin D can sing into the system. Calcium is the melody almost. It's giving strength to your bones and your teeth. And calcium must be taken in a ratio of 2 to 1 with magnesium. So if you take 1,000 milligrams of calcium, you have to take roughly around about 500 milligrams of magnesium. But please note to yourselves, if you take a level that high, you need to make sure that your blood pressure is not too low, and I'll come to that in another video, right? So blood pressure regulation in ME/CFS fibro is really, really, really key. Vitamin K2 acts almost like the venue moderator, right? It's making sure the calcium, when it's been used, goes back into the bones. Otherwise, the bones will become fragile and weak over time. But there is a part that almost nobody tells you, and that is that too much vitamin D without K2 can actually speed up the calcium deposition into the arteries and lead to heart disease. So that's why you've got to get the combination right of all of these things. When you are getting these things in combination, you are going to have stronger bones. You're going to have better heart health. You're going to have more energy from your mitochondria. And really importantly for all of us, and I know for me personally, when I was at my most ill, my most unwell, I was in a dark mental place. It really does affect the way you think. You cannot see the wood for the trees. There are no green shoots in front of you. You are in the darkest of darkest places. There is a reason why suicidality is entertained so much with people with our conditions. So we've got to ensure that we get the neurotransmitters right in order to mitigate against those patterns. So what is vitamin D involved with? It's involved with serotonin, which is really important for your mood and for your appetite. Dopamine is really important for motivation and reward. Adrenaline, alertness and focus. Acetylcholine, really important for memory and learning, very important for those. And GABA, which kind of keeps you calm. So vitamin D, if it's involved with all of those things, my goodness me, you've got to take it. Maximum dose they recommend is around about 4,000 IUs per day, though there are schools and bodies of thought that will go beyond that, but I try and stay within that limit. My dosage is around 3,000 IUs a day. Those can fluctuate depending on how I'm feeling, and I will undulate between those levels depending on exactly that, how I feel, right? So a deficiency is defined as anything less than 50 nanomoles per litre. And if you are, as I was around 20 nanomoles per litre for a number of years, and I was having a lot of side effects with taking vitamin D. I couldn't figure out why that was. The reason why I was having those side effects is because I was so deficient in magnesium and so deficient in calcium. So those kind of things, I was not ingesting in my diet. I was gluten-free, I was dairy-free, so I was not having a lot of those things. Boom, deficiency lands. So where can you get your vitamin D? Where can you get your magnesium, calcium, and K2? You get it from salmon, you get it from sunshine, and you get it from fortified dairy. Magnesium, nuts, almonds, spinach, dark chocolate, those sorts of things. But with dark chocolate, be careful, obviously, with the sugar. Calcium, milk, yogurts, fortified plant milks, etc. In the old days, of course, fun fact, we used to eat a lot of bones, fish bones and things like that. So none of us used to be deficient many eons ago because we used to eat those kind of foods. We don't eat those anymore, and that's why vitamin D deficiency is so prevalent now. We have to supplement very often because we don't tend to get it from foods a lot of the time. And also, when you live in a beautiful country like the UK, sunshine is a rarity. Though this summer's been amazing. And if you have a darker skin, the deficiency is more likely to be evident. Let's be real. You can't hit the mark every day in terms of this. You have to supplement. Please do talk to your doctor before you do that. They don't always know the best course of action to recommend in terms of supplementation. I know so many of my friends and colleagues that have had vitamin D prescribed to them, but they haven't even mentioned magnesium, calcium, or K2, the holy trinity of supplements that go with that. That's ridiculous. So please do Listen to my words. Vitamin D is not a solo act. It has this wonderful tapestry of associative minerals and vitamins that go with it. You have to take those for vitamin D to truly shine. If you found this useful, comment below, ask me any questions. I will definitely answer any of your questions as I best can. I want you to know that I am here for you. I know what you're going through. I've been to those places and you can get out of it. I promise you. Mwah! Lots of love to you all, and I will speak to you soon. Take care. Bye bye.